Okay, Lee Sinnott, five victories on the trot at Moss Lane, which is a fantastic run of form. Very, very close game today, but we've got the 3 points.
It was, yeah. I mean, I think it had similarities, Brian, of last week's game against Gloucester. Although I think we played better today than we did against Gloucester, and we secured the 3 points, which is very important. It's very pleasing. I mean, our home record before Christmas was holding us back. I mean, we've just hit now 5 straight wins at home since Christmas, and we've got the 2 away games coming up, which I think will do us a little bit of good actually. I mean, we need to make sure that the away form clicks back into gear. I mean, the last away game was at Worcester, wasn't it? I think about 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, the performance was disjointed, I would say, but in saying that, the 3 points are secured, which is vitally important.
We started the game reasonably well, got a goal, and we were well on top. Corby weren't really showing at all. They've scored a goal out of the blue, and at a similar time of the game, we've lost Simon Richmond. That seems to have knocked us, and we never quite got back going on momentum after that.
No, I mean, when you speak about a game straight afterwards, I mean, maybe you miss things, and when you can digest, over maybe a day or so, you see more. But I think my early thoughts of today's game was that the midfield 4, it got disjointed, didn't it? I mean, we had to make 2 changes, and I don't think we ever showed any complete dominance in that area. And full credit to Corby on today's showing for that, because I thought when we did get a service up to Duncan and to Damien, more than not we looked dangerous, didn't we? But we lost. I mean, if you talk through events, I mean. Nicky went down with a ball where you don't want to get a football, isn't it? And it's bent him over, and then 10 minutes later he's took one in the side of the head, and he was complaining a little bit at double vision at half time. So that's why I made the substitution when I did in the second half. We lost Simon very early, so you've lost 2 of your wide players, and it makes things disjointed a little bit. So on initial thoughts, that was probably what set us back a little bit today, but. You can't fault the players, Brian. They've got themselves over the line, and that's what happens. I mean, I'm sure successful teams over a league season of 36 or 42 games don't play brilliantly for everyone. No, they may play good for a quarter or a third of them, and then there'll be a percentage of games like we've had today, like we've had against Gloucester, where you secure the points.
And our 2 strikers have done what they do best. Damien scored a goal from close range in the right place at the right time, taking advantage after the keeper's not been able to hold on to the header. And then just a wonderful, wonderful goal from Duncan Watmore. We've seen it so many times this season, but that was as good as anything I think we've seen from Duncan.
Yes. I mean, he does capture the crowd, doesn't he? What you've got in the 2 forwards who are presently starting. You've got different styles, haven't you? You've got very much a style of Damien will play on the shoulder. He's very lively around the penalty box. Then you've got Duncan, who will play the game a little bit differently. He'll come short and he'll turn with the ball to run at people with the ball. And when you're running at people with the ball, Duncan has the style of it's not running straight lines. I mean, when you're running straight lines, as I remember as a centre half, it's easier to handle. It's easier to maybe shepherd away the way that you want to go, but he's continually turning people as they're going back towards their own goal. So that what's causes them problems. So yes, different kind of players, but obviously both know how to score goals.
Is it fair to say that in a very, very close game where Corby have played a good part and played some good football and done well in possession, that Damien Reeves and Duncan Watmore were the difference this afternoon?
I'd probably agree with you. But in saying that, you look in the first half where Stuart Coburn has made 2 really good saves, so we can go in the lead at 2-1. I mean, I'd rather my keepers be redundant and have nothing to do, which means people aren't going to score goals. But when they're called upon, Stuart's done extremely well. He's kept the ball out. That could have easily been goals. As I would say so in the last couple of games. We've people have had opportunities, but we haven't conceded, which is vitally important. I thought in the second half, Corby pushed on. I thought they got to the edge of our penalty area, but didn't cause us. I thought we handled it pretty well once it got to our penalty area. So, full credit to the team. Like I said, you can't play brilliant every game. You can't have a high score like we've done against Boston at home, 7-1. You need to know how to win games, and the players have shown that in the last 2.
2013 is turning out quite different from 2012 in a way, because the games before Christmas we were scoring freely, then having the odd bad performance, and we had that bad week where we lost against Workington, Solihull and Guiseley. But since New Year's Day and that game against Staley Bridge, we started grinding out results. Really ground one out that day. Good result at Worcester. 2-0 against Gloucester last week, and today they're 4 games that they could have gone differently. So that's really, really good in terms of boding well for the end of the season and what's a critical time when we need to hold our nerve.
I would say so, yes. I mean, no 2 games are the same, are they? And like in the previous question, it'd be lovely to play the way we played against Boston and rack up that many goals every game, but that doesn't happen in football. You know, you need to get yourself over the line in different scenarios. And yes, in the last few games, we've shown that element in our play, which is pleasing. I mean, generally quite a young squad. Yes, we do have experienced players, but there's quite a young in footballing terms I'm on about. Let's say, because you don't. You know, you wouldn't say that you've matured in football aspects probably till maybe 25, wouldn't you? Because the experience part of things. But we are showing a little bit more maturity in our play. What is pleasing, and I would go back probably to the beginning of December, we've started to concede less goals. That is shown. I think in 8 games we may have 5 or 6 in the league, which you need that. You know, you can't be a Newcastle of 95 or 96, whatever it was, where you score 4 and we'll score 5. You know, so it's important that we've started to shut up shop, and that's been shown. So. You want to encourage the players to play football. I know sometimes the crowd thinking you'll get the ball forward. I can appreciate that, but what we don't want the players to do, and I said it at half time, is that to rush things and then give the ball away to the opposition, because you give yourself problems. Then you're making your own problems. So if we have to be a little bit more patient in creating the opportunity for somebody like Nicky Clee to receive the ball, or Duncan to receive the ball on the edge of the final third, turned, and then being able to go at their defence, that's the important thing. It's important that the players stick with that. There will come a time in games where we're going to have to be more direct, of course it is. But, it's important that they keep playing the football, because when they do and they're on top, they create opportunities, and obviously they score goals.
And finally, Lee, fascinating game on Tuesday. Now we go to the Glass World Stadium to take on Histon. Both teams unbeaten. We're 8 games unbeaten. I think they're 6 or 7. And they've gone 2-0 up at Halifax today, gone 3-2 down, and then got an equaliser. So I think that's going to be a really interesting game.
I think it's going to be a difficult game, I'll be totally honest with you, Brian. From my knowledge, quite a youngish team as well, but a team that are full of energy, learning together, growing together, obviously. And to get a result like that against Halifax is no mean feat. So that is a difficult one for us. So that one won't be easy at all. There's no game is. But if you're dictating to the opposition, if you're in the ascendancy, then obviously you're asking them questions rather than them asking us questions. So we'll look forward to it. And like I said, it'd be good for us to go on the road after 5 home games in a short space of time.
Lee Sinnott, thank you very much.